First and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, great millstone, who do well, that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and blessings also, all right, to you, brothers on the highways and byways, giving all diligence, making that call like showing also blessings to the very few sisters out there that are listening, learning, believing. Here he is once again, our weekly class live, so to say, and we're just gonna get right into it. Current events, which is basically prophecy, man. All right. What we're going to focus on is just pretty much the collapse of this economy, if you will. Inflation, prices are at an all-time high. All right, what they think it says since like 1981. Haven't seen this kind of inflation. Okay, and we're entering. We're just going to show you this isn't normal because we're entering into unprecedented times. Prices never seen before, inflation never seen before. So you can't sit here and say that, oh, this is regular to bounce back. No. Okay? This is the demise of this economy, and really, the elites are breaking this place down so they can, the end goal is to lead to the MOTB, all right? Which is why they're pulling down this current system, inflating it, all right, to bring forth the new system, all right? But before the new system is being brought in, all right, this current system has to be destroyed, basically. So without further ado, I got this quick article here. It says inflation overtakes labor shortage as top problem for small business owners. I'm gonna get this on there real fast. I gotta wait a few seconds. It's a delay. Make sure it's on there. Yeah, inflation overtakes labor shortages, top problem for small businesses. Okay, so it says U.S. continues to struggle with labor and supply chain woes brought on by the C-19 pandemic, but the latest data show the top problem cited by small business owners is now high prices. And as we was going into watching that video with Glenn Beck, all right, the wholesale. Basically, inflation on that is up 11.3%. So all your major corporations, your businesses, that bought things in wholesale, all right, they would get like a discount on it basically. But now the prices on them for purchasing those things, okay, is went up. So who is the debt or the burden is going to get passed to? Is going to get passed to the consumers, and the small businesses is basically the backbone of the economy, if you will, the middle class. Okay.
Heart, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yep. As a brother said, the heart, blood, sweat, and tears of the economy, the middle class is small business owners. All right. Which they can't compete with the corporations, the major corporations on the prices. All right. Which is why when you go into those like mom and pop shops, usually the prices are a lot higher than it would be when you go into like Walmart or something like that, okay? Because they have to make a profit and they can't compete with those major corporations. What says the National Federation of Independent Business Small Businesses Optimism Index for March indicated that inflation has replaced labor quality as the #1 problem facing small businesses. And when you go into that word optimism, all right, I'll just get it real quick. Basically, hopefulness and confidence about the future of the successful outcome of something. If somebody want to hold Ecclesiastes 12. So usually, these businesses have that optimistic mindset saying, things will get better. But that optimism, the reports are showing that, they have no hope. Okay, that things aren't going to get better. Because as you can see, event after event is keep taking place. So they like, man, I don't think we can, we're going to be able to continue business any much longer, okay? So that's why the doors are being shut in the streets.
Right. Real quick, and this is why, before brother gets that precept, this is why the other nations are seeing what's happening, okay, to America, and they're leaving, okay, because America used to be a place where people from other countries to come to make something of themselves. Start a business, start a company, or whatever it is, and make something of yourself, so to say. But now things are not working out. So real quick, Jeremiah 51:9 says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven." And this is how you know that this Babylon is the same Babylon spoken of in Revelation 18. Okay, it says, "For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." Okay, so the nations are even noticing that this place ain't gonna be healed, man. Okay, and they're getting up out of here. It's only through the pride of Esau that a lot of you Americans really believe that this place is gonna get better. Because that's the question that everybody likes to ask. Is this the end of it? Is it gonna get worse? Because nobody's really asking, is it gonna get better? Everybody's wondering whether things are gonna continue to get worse, because they are. See, the spirit is no longer dwelling on, can things get better? Because these people deep down inside, they know things ain't gonna get better. This is like the brother said, these are unprecedented times, man. And the scriptures talk about the day of the Lord being a day like no other, a day of darkness, of gloominess, a day that has never ever been. And that's exactly what we see happening. This is another indicator that we are in the last days. Okay, the Lord is bringing about judgment. He's judging these people for their pride. Okay, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. And these people really thought that they were doing good. Over the last few, I'd say decade, the last 10 years, okay, a lot of these business owners thought they were doing the best they've ever been done. Selling all types of things, money was increasing. Donald Trump had prices down. Everybody thought they were living the American dream. Everybody thought they were going to make it. Cryptocurrency was blowing up. People were becoming billionaires and millionaires overnight. But now reality is set in. Now the Lord is showing y'all that all your dreams, all your hopes of becoming great was all it was all but a dream. Okay, and it's being realized through your everyday Joe Schmoes, man. Like the brother said, the small businesses. You don't see the Walmarts and the Kmart. Well, Kmart's been through, but you don't see these big, high up corporations, these leaders for like Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and JP Morgan. You don't see these guys going through it. Okay, because they've already been bailed out. Where was the bailout for you niggas back in the day? It didn't come. So now all of a sudden they come with this stimulus checks the last couple of years, right? They even gave the thing for the PPP loans, which was supposed to be for small businesses. Of course, niggas took advantage of that because the nigga will be a nigga. Is he not rightfully called the Aqua? But Esau put that out there like if he was helping y'all out. Okay? But the scripture says, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so shall his wickedness. Okay? Where was he at when there was an actual financial collapse back in 2008, 2009, 2007? Where was he at then? When y'all really needed him. Because y'all would have got by with COVID. There was plenty of people that didn't receive no COVID stimulus check and they were still doing okay. They got by. Okay? So y'all really didn't need it, but what did they do? They deceived you by giving you this money to make you think that we're doing everything we can to bring things back to normal. But look what happened. Things continue to get worse. As a matter of fact, the very help they helped you with is one of the biggest components of why things are the way they are right now as far as inflation. So, I mean, a lot of things that Esau does, and you got to remember, Esau Edom is a cunning hunter. He's setting up traps for you dumbasses out there. I'll put it in plainly. You dumbasses out there. And y'all, you getting caught up. You falling into the traps. You getting duped by the idea that things will get better. These other nations know better. They said, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. A lot of companies, these where the owner is not from America, They're packing up. They're packing up and going off to their countries. They're opening up warehouses over there. They're not dealing with shops over here anymore in America because it's costing them too much.
From even European businesses want to deal in China, Far East. Okay, and the ones looking to come over here to America and set up shop, you know, because they see that this is not the future. Once again, that optimism, all right, optimism has hit an all-time low in this place. Okay, that hope, you know, only like we say, only people that still have hope in this place and that things will get better is you Jakes, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But these other nations can read between the lines and see that, hey, we going overseas. You know, there's no future here in America, which will segue into that precept. If anybody has it, Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
The keepers of the house, man. All right, you people that abide here, you trembling right now, okay? Because your livelihood is at stake. Okay, they cutting your damn hours. All right, starting in Cali, then even feeling that shit down here. Ultimately, you know, they want you all to be part-time, and then you receive that universal basic income. Okay, to where you dependent on the government. All this being self-sufficient, if you will. Okay, then even you farmers, okay, you're shaking in your boots right now through the fear of the fertilizer. All right, because you need that fertilizer to grow your crops, which was all set up by Esau Edom. This even happened in India. Just watch that video off of Vice that Elder from the Dallas, Elder Yashawama posted, that, you know, they converted you to basically use these type of seeds that require a specific type of fertilizer. Okay, so now they got you in a trap. You done converted to these type of seeds that only they had a fertilizer. You only can use a specific type of fertilizer. So now it puts you in a position to where now you're dependent on them. So now they jacking the prices up on that specific type of fertilizer that you need. Okay, now you in fear because you fear you can't afford it. And that's all being done by design to generate to manufacture a famine. Okay, because now you got to shut down your farm or stop farming because you can't afford the upkeep of your farm or to keep the fertilizer coming in. Okay, so you see this is all by a design. So the keepers of the house are trembling. Okay, why are they trembling? Because there's no hope. All right. You know, that security of, everything's going to be good. That security, okay, is dwindling. And you seeing it, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I can say real quick, that's why, you know, Elder Apostle Kabar always brings up the phrase, Q bono, you know, who benefits. You know, it's a Latin phrase to identify criminals. And who's benefiting most from this scenario on earth is not you everyday people, which we're going into, is the elites, the people that are behind the scenes. They're cashing out. They've gotten richer. You know, the wealth gap, you know, these are things that, you know, people are going to start taking notice, what they already have now, except for our people, again, you know, because they're ignorant, you know, but, you know, going to, that's why it says in 2 15 chapter, there's going to be sedition. You know, people are taking matters into their own hand because the responsibility of the government is supposed to govern, which, you know, government means mind control, but, you know, the body is supposed to protect the people, the interests of the people. You know, they're not doing that, you know, people, and that whole game is being exploited because, again, it's never been for you, you know, and now, you know, people are getting effects of that because now this is the end, you know, so the devil, he don't care no more. He already so far ahead in his pride, he don't think nobody can take him down, you know, so he can tell you straight up what I'm doing. You can't do nothing about it, you know, and that's what pretty much he's doing right now with these lockdowns, these pandemics, you know, he's putting in front of people's faces that you can't stop him, you know, and people are getting frustrated. And that's why, you know, again, people are going to start taking things in their own hands, you know.
Right. Going back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves.
So this is the position that the Lord is putting you in. The strong men. And what makes you strong in this society? What you got, your resources, your wealth, your money. Okay? That's why if somebody want to hold James 5 as well. Alright, how ye rich men. Okay? The strong men shall bow themselves. Okay, your so-called little business ain't doing good no more. All right, nobody ain't buying no more like that. Okay, and then even on these loans that these people take on these credit cards, the interest rates are up. You want to start your small business now? Hey, the interest that you got to pay back on that now is up, man, because of inflation, man.
Plus gas is up.
Yeah.
Plus the cost of living is up. Plus the cost to make the goods that you're more than likely selling, or your services.
Yeah.
The minimum the minimum that people are willing to do work for the services you provide, it's you got to pay a motherfucker damn near $20-$25,
Yeah.
or they don't want to work.
Exactly, which is why they having. If you go into this article, which is why they having the three main problems, like the brother just stated. You got to pay the people good money to work there, and then the more money you pay them as a business owner, that's the less money in your pocket. Okay, so you're having a hard time getting people to come in and work. A shorter staff. That was one of it's three main problems for small business: shorter staff, supply chain issues, and then the one was inflation. Okay, so
Of course.
once again, that's a disaster to close the doors on the business right there. You know, because why? You know, because they consider, they sit back. You as a business owner, you having that mindset. It's like, hey, I'll do good just shutting down the doors. And that's what a lot of people did during that so-called pandemic. Instead of trying to stay open and fight through it, it saved them money to just shut it down. All right, because I'm not getting nobody to come in, but I still got to pay the rent on this place to keep it up and running. All right, so it'd be best just go ahead and close the doors on it. All right.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's gonna make sense.
Because which is sad.
I'm seeing it every day that I go to work. I work for a small family-run business. The husband and the wife, they're the owners. With the sons working, I see it every day, man. These motherfuckers trying to figure out ways to cut corners. And they just, every corner they find, what do they find? A bear or a snake. You can't run from that shit, bro. And I'm sitting here.
Hey, somebody hold that on deck, man. Amos 9.
Yeah.
Is it 9 or is it 5? That's like it.
Yeah, bro, because, bro, you ain't gonna be able to escape this judgment. This ain't that precept that brother's gonna read ain't just talking about when you running from a nigga with a gun. It's talking about running from your problems.
Every year.
I already know. That place about through, man. They trying to figure things out. The shit that we was selling, it cost too much to sell, so less people are buying now. And then not only that, but the price of that is going to continue to go up because the parts to make those items, okay, it's taking longer, and the cost of it is going up even more. So it ain't all around. The only people that are fucking idiots are Jake, man. Jake is the only one over here looking for shit to buy. Cause y'all think y'all got money to blow because you closed out a credit card. Which just to me, Jake. Nah, that's $100 I got less on every month. So Jake trying to figure out how to fill that void. What can I spend money on to get that back in that debt hole there? You see, while everybody else is worrying about saving, Jake is burning shit holes through his pockets. You know, but hey, really, it's true though. I'm telling you, bro. Go to these car lots, go to these big ass companies and see who's fucking buying shit up, man. Jake is the one now trying to do the big renovating of the yard, trying to build the pools, trying to buy a boat, trying to buy this car, that car. It's only Jake. He saw selling the shit. He saw, I gotta get rid of this. Yeah, he's jumping ship. And y'all, you Jakes, you in La La Land, man. Y'all worried about Will Smith and Jade and this and that. Meanwhile, the rug's getting pulled from underneath you, man. And they gonna tax you for standing on the rug because shit costs too much to have it laid out.
Right.
And the way that this place is headed is headed nowhere good. And I'm talking about America. The whole world is going to turn to shit, but America is the central is the economic central of the world. A lot of what happens in the U.S. markets dictates what happens in the other markets around the world, man.
New York Stock Exchange.
Exactly. Yep.
That dictates a lot, like your brother said.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's why there's going to be no running from judgment here in America, man. Whether it's financial judgment, okay, or whether it's you getting killed judgment, you ain't gonna be able to run from anything that the Lord is bringing this place. Whoever got that precept.
Yeah. This is Amos 5, in verse 18 through 19. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him."
So as the brother was saying, you know, you trying to cut corners, you know, having that business mindset. Okay, I can cut here, or I can pay people less, or I can cut because I see it at my job. We can cut the hours.
Yeah.
Well, now people are looking for, you know, oh, well, I gotta move. I gotta get another job because we ain't getting the hours how we used to get. All right, so you cutting corners. So now you cutting corners. All right, cool. Yeah, we gonna save money here, but just cut the hours. Don't let nobody go over 40 hours or whatever the case may be. No overtime. So now the people, all right, cool. I'm gonna go. So now you losing staff. So that's that. Like the brother said, man. You know, you fleeing from one problem and you going into the next. It ain't gonna be no way out of this. Okay, Isaiah 19.
Yep.
Okay. It ain't gonna be no way out of this, man. This is what the Lord has planned for this place, the downfall of this place. It's not the time of building or succeeding. All right, this is the time of a casting down, of throwing down of this current financial system.
I got you real quick, brother. You can speak.
Yeah, because you know, going to the system, it's a faith-based system. You know, going into credit. You know, so if there ain't no faith in the system, you know, it's not gonna flow. You know, and going into the dollar, you know, the federal government, there's not a government entity. So that's why they do their own thing. They're printing money out the wazoo, you know, and you jigs, you know, everyday people are working for free. That's why it's called a promissory note. It's fiat. You know, that's why what Sonny said in the Bronx tale, a working man is a sucker, you know, because you're just working for free. You know, you're not getting nothing in return, you know, and that's what, again, you people are realizing that your life is worthless, you know, because what you work for, you know, going into the American dream, being an American scheme, you know, again, it's all been a play on you. You know, these elites have just been pocketing all your hard work, and now you think you're gonna do something about that for you? They're not. You know, they ultimately been prepared for this time because they're collapsing it on you. And who's gonna take the weight? You. What I was talking about earlier. You know.
Yeah. This is real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Read through verse 3. It says, "To everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is," I'm guessing it's missing a word here, a time to pluck up that which is planted, is what I believe it says in the scriptures. It says, verse 3, "A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And it is now the time to break down America, because it's already been built up."
Yeah.
America was esteemed as the golden cup in the Lord's hand, the golden city, Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon. This place was a magnificent place, a place that people lusted to come and divulge in, to be a part of. But now, this place is a shithole. It might not look like it at first glance, but let you stay here a couple weeks. You're going to realize that food prices, food shortages, the people are bugged out, businesses are asshole tight. You got to damn near be an asshole at work, man, to customers. Literally, that's the point it's getting to, is these companies are starting to have to be rude to people because people are getting mad. Oh, what do you mean you don't got this?
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't this what you guys are supposed to do? This is your whole business is sitting around having this, but you don't got it? Yeah, you're right, I don't got it.
Exactly.
What
It's
you want me to
some
do?
shit that's out of my hands.
Yeah.
The people that supply the shit, they don't got it. So what more me?
Yeah, if you want, I can give you the direct line. Maybe you can
Yeah,
call the
exactly.
manufacturer.
You can call them and bitch at them. You know?
Yeah, I just sell this shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a salesman.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep. And that's what time that we in, man.
But that's the point. You the middleman, I mean you the man at the bottom, you gotta deal with the chaos and the frustration while the man up top, he ain't gotta deal with that shit. The salesman gotta deal with the bullshit, the man at the bottom.
Yeah, the man at the top, he's selling stocks
Yeah.
for his company. He's selling his stocks. He's getting out. He's getting like Esau says. He's getting out of Dodge. He's getting out of here, man. Soon he ain't even gonna be living in America. He's gonna have a house in Cabo somewhere. Okay, or a doomsday bunker.
I got a precept back you up. Get the point here. 2nd Edge 9. We're going into the end. You know, the season of the end. You know, so 2nd Edge 9 verse 5. It says, "For like all that is made in the world, at the beginning and the end, and the end is manifest." You know, so seasons change. You know, people's relationships change. You know, your lives. You know, end. You know, everything comes to an end. You know, and then nothing, it says in the world, you know, so how much more a kingdom, you know, the ancient Roman Empire, ancient Greek society, all that ended, you know, so so-called American influence in society is done, you know, and that's what we're seeing manifest, meaning it's made clear, you know, and you people hold on to old hope, but that spirit of Egypt is failing, you know, the old glory heyday of America is gone, you know, it's been gone, you know, and Jake's trying to get a last taste of it, you know, the crumbs of it. You know, but even again, going to Esau, he don't even believe in his system. That's why he's the one at the forefront of, you know, Chris talk about his tongue falling upon himself. He's telling on himself, you know.
Yeah, because you know Esau, he feels as if he killed so many people, he did so many atrocious things to build America up to what it was. He had the Roaring 20s, and he's been chasing that dream ever since. Ever since the Roaring 20s. He ain't never had that peak of living it up like he had.
That high.
Yeah, because like the brother said, yeah, he's chasing that high. Because even you can bring it all the way up to today. You ain't had Esau living. They might not have had as much money as they do now, obviously, because of inflation.
Yeah.
But people had gold. The quality of life was
it
was outstanding. People had mansions. Just watch The Great Gatsby. You think that was just a book that was written? That was a book written on how things were in that time period, man.
When one man could provide for his whole family,
Yeah.
when a quarter or $1 could get you.
You had plenty of quarters.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, you got the milkman coming, delivering milk. You pop your wife and deliver the milk, pop your wife and keep it moving. You know, that's that joke they used to put out there. Who you got pregnant by the milkman? But you know, that's the point, man. You know, I remember my teacher telling me, you had health inspectors used to come by your house and do a health inspection on the whole family, make sure everybody good. Dentists come out, check your teeth, and make sure everybody healthy. And you come in with his little suitcase and he leave. You know, but now you gotta pay for health care and all that shit. Health care is expensive. You know, so just to back the brother up, the quality of life was so much better. The husband worked and he provided, and the woman stayed at home and she cooked and cleaned, and you know, happily ever after. Having 12 children back then. Now it's a burden, you know?
Walking around in suits all day and the women in dresses.
Yeah.
Fancy ass shit. Diamonds, gold,
Pearls.
They had everything, bro. Yeah, pearls. They were living it up.
Yeah, women had to work back then because the man made so much.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
In the 50s, they had a nuclear family, what they call it. You know, he could afford a house, 2 cars, you know, a dog.
2-car garage.
All that shit.
That's where they got that dream from.
Yeah, exactly.
The picket fence, the white picket fence, and all that chasing
So,
after that. Yeah, man.
And then the Great Depression happened.
Yeah.
A motherfucker's life law changed. Then they got back into war. Then they were like, you know what, we need to make some money. So they got involved in World War II. And that empowered the woman because now all the men were taken away again. And the women were like, well, we got to work in these factories. So when the men came back, the Edomite women wanted the freedom, wanted the privileges of a man. So then that's where the woman empowerment movement came from. Okay? Life was just never the same after the 20s. It never was. It was never back up to how. And watch that movie Gatsby, and you gonna see how these niggas were living, bro. And it was just like that. It might not have been as extravagant as you see in that movie, But it was just like that. These motherfuckers were living like niggas in Puerto Rico. A party every day. Nobody worked. That's what it was. Esau had niggas as slaves. They had, at that time period, the Jim Crow laws. Okay. They were just coming off of the all the Indian wars, the Spanish-American War, all these different wars where they had to kill motherfuckers to establish where they was at. They just got done with World War One. Niggas was Edomites were at peace, man. So to say, they were really living it up. They had all the gold, they had all the money. The economy was booming. Society was living it up. And then what happened? The economic collapse. The Great Economic Depression is what they called it, where people were eating dirt. And that was in the 30s. And people were devastated. And at least back then, people had still some sense of how to live out in nature and outdoors. It was only like 30 years before, it was the 1800s. But now in 2021, a motherfucker don't even know how to take a shit outside. He don't even want to. What's gonna happen when your toilet don't flush because the dudes at the water plant don't work no more? What are you gonna do when the city bus ain't running no more? Or the grocery store ain't got the food that you normally go to get with your Similac?
Oh,
well, they already Similac already
inflation,
through.
yeah.
Inflation.
They rationing baby formula, man.
Yep. Then soon they gonna give you rations of food as well.
That's right.
What are you gonna do then? And like the apostles have been saying for years, when people lose it, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. And soon, very soon, you people ain't gonna have nothing left to lose because everything's already been taken from you. Well, that's why the scripture says, "He who shall gain his life shall lose it."
That's right.
Y'all are slowly losing your lives. The Lord is slowly taking it away from you because you wanted to gain it on this side, and you did for but a brief moment.
A season.
Yeah, one winter, a couple winters. That's it. And now y'all gonna have the same shot known by death by pain. I'm talking about you Israelites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, but hey, that's beautiful. You said.
Yeah, I'll read the next verse. 2 9, verse 6. Well, I'll read again, verse 5. It says, "For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, and that end is Esau, the so-called white man." All right. So verse 6, it says, "Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs." And that's what we see, effects and signs of the end. You know, this is a consequence of bad rulership, you know, and it's not, can't blame us, you know, it's the man upstairs, the Lord's doing this, you know. We're just the messengers, you know, and all this stuff is just a side effect of what happens when the wicked is in authority, you know, and it's all going to go to a crumbling end, as we talk about in Revelation 18th chapter. This place has been going 1 hour, you know, all this excellency, all this, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that, you know, hopes and dreams. Hey man, it's gonna be all thrown in the fire, you know. And this is just the going to the stages of it. How the Lord progressively is coming this place from the inside out, going into that wormwood. This place is decaying, you know. And there's no way just bouncing back, brother. Open up with not healing Babylon. You're putting a band-aid on a gaping hole. You know that deadly wound ain't gonna be healed no more. It all started with greed. Okay, this devil in power, man. It's all because of greed, man. And you people, again, you hungry, thirsty, because this man got all the wealth sitting on top. I know you can get James, you know, but you just heaping all that's really for the elect, you know. Treasures for last days, the real treasure, the gold, and not a piece of paper, you know. And the solution he's going to do is the chip, you know. Here it is, you know, the only option you can have, you know, is a chip. Right now you got Frito-Lays, you got, you know, these options. The only option for you to save your life on this side is when this devil presents the chip. And a lot of people are going to take that because you still have hope in a word that's going to pass away, you know.
Bobby was trying to go back to Ecclesiastes 12 real fast, finish it off.
Going back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 3, it reads, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few."
Exactly, man. So businesses closing down shop. All right. What they say, consolidating, cutting ties is why, you know, during that so-called pandemic, there was videos out how basically bosses of these big companies putting all you on Zoom chats and saying, "Hey, okay, we're moving business over to China. You no longer got a job no more. And then they all, oh, are you serious?
Yes.
100, yeah. You know, I'm sorry.
Here's your severance package.
Yeah, you know, that this happened and, you know, it's been a good run. That's why when you call people, right, if they're in America, they either at home, call Geico Insurance, bitch still working from her house
Right.
since the pandemic. She's still at home. That's just how it is. You know, let's get rid of, you know, let's consolidate. Let's get rid of this big office. We gotta pay lights and all this shit and keep this bitch running. Just go home. Work from home. And if they not at home, they cross seas. You talking to somebody in the Philippines or India or wherever. You feel what I'm saying? You talking to somebody cross seas. So this place is through, bro. You know? This place is finished. The little bit that you got that you hanging on to, that little thread that you hanging on to some form of stability, you're swinging in the wind now. Now they going on to this little, the pigeon flu, I'm gonna say that. And they about to, Shanghai, you know, it's about to be another, you know, let's just say you ain't gonna be able to come out of your house again.
You're gonna be screaming out your window.
Yeah. You know?
Can I get this real quick? Quick precept. All right, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, read it in the NLT. It says, what is happening now has happened before, and what will happen in the future has happened before. Because the Most High makes the same things happen over and over again. All right, there's a rise, there's a glorious state of the kingdom, all right, or empire, and then there's a fall, man. All right, and that's why it says there's nothing new under the sun, man. All right, so, you know, Babylon has been an excellence, you know, of the Chaldees, if you will. All right, speaking of America, and now what the scriptures say, sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So that's what's playing out, man, and it's happening economically. All right, and real soon it's going to get real physical out here. Like the brother giving that example of your toilet not working. Well, a lot of you people don't know how to adapt to living outside. A lot of you people haven't even been outside, man. So, you know, in this generation of children, they technology babies, they tech babies, man. So when shit really hit the fan, that's why people are going to bug out, because they don't know what it is to provide, not provide, to live, survive. There it is. That's the word, to survive, man. Because you've been so dependent on Babylon the Great, man. You know, so when the system collapsed, you done, and it happened over and over again, man. You know.
Going back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 3, finishing off, it says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
Once again, going back to that article, it said those that look out the windows be darkened. What did that lady say, a small business owner? I'm gonna read exactly what the article says. All right, it says the National Federal of Independent Small Business Optimism Index for March indicated that inflation had replaced labor equality. So once again, that word optimism, hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. Read that part again about the being darkened.
Reads on, it says, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
Which is a metaphor. When you say, oh, someone has a bright future, right? Well, I mean, they got good things planned ahead. You look out the window, you see the beautiful scene, the sunlight, or whatever the case may be. That's why the people, I want a window seat. Because they want to look out and see the beauty. The light shines. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's fair to look upon. But say those that look out the window be darkened. So the future is dark. So the optimism, the hopefulness and confidence of small businesses for the next 6 months is low. People don't see like just close down. Just close down the shop, man. It don't look too bright.
Look good outside. Right.
Exactly.
It don't look good.
It don't look. Well, hey, that's why you open your windows up. The sun. You want the sunlight to come in, right? Let the light in. But if it's dark outside, like the brother said, just close the windows up, man.
And that has
No, go ahead.
If I could back you up, that has it takes a toll on your spirit too.
Exactly.
You see a storm coming. You all your
Dark
plans,
and gray.
all your plans of thinking it was going to be a beautiful day. All right, you was going to bring home nah, man, you ain't going out in that storm, bro. You know what? Now you in this gloomy state. What the scripture say, the day of the Lord shall be dark and gloomy.
Mm-hmm.
So now when all this turmoil and hell comes, you gonna have that depressed spirit on you, man, desperate. All right, for anything, it's gonna fit you just perfect for a chip, man. The way you feeling on depending on the government, you're gonna be fit for a chip.
Can you read that last verse again, but showing that precept? Go with it.
Verse 3, it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened."
Yeah, man. They say the strong man should bow himself, and like the brother was going into those that look out the window, it should be darkened. So it's just gonna be a very, very hard time out here, and that's going into the men. Just like this verse right here, Jeremiah 30 chapter 30, verse 6. "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." Hey, that go into the inflation, which is going to cause hunger, which is going to cause riots. Just disaster upon these streets, man. Because ultimately, it's the Lord. The Lord have tapped the mind of these people. The scripture say He mingled. You had that Isaiah 19.
Perverse spirit.
Yeah. He said He mingled a perverse spirit. Yeah, kind of. So, hey, man, these people they just gonna be whacked out the mind. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna. The scripture say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. But the Lord have removed men so far from manhood, to the point that this time right here, that's not gonna be a time that never was seen before. Because at this time right here, it ain't gonna be no getting right.
Right.
This is gonna be no saving yourself, right, bro?
Yeah, and that's why, like the brother said, the men are going to be the main ones that are going to be first affected. Okay, because the natural state of a man is to be the provider.
Mm-hmm.
When you can't provide for your family, that does something to your mind.
Yeah.
That shit starts to fuck with you.
You got all these hungry mouths looking at you.
Yeah, it's crying and screaming and complaining and bitching. The women are gonna bug out afterwards because they ain't gonna have a man there to be able to do all the things that a man normally is supposed to do, like provide and protect. Because that nigga gonna be bugging out or off in World War III because his only way to try to provide for his family is gonna be, well, I either gotta join this war or I gotta get this chip and still join this war. Because that's what it's gonna boil down to, is men are gonna be led to have to make drastic decisions for their families. That's why the Lord said to not be attached with this world, man. To forsake all, because in these last days, and not to say I gotta change my family sleeping, let me sneak out the back window. I'm out here. I gotta take 10 cans of beans with you. Fuck them niggas. Fuck them kids. But nah, I say that jokingly, but it ain't. That's not the spirit to be. To just dip out on your kids and wife, but that's what's gonna be happening.
Yeah.
You gonna see out here in this neighborhood, you gonna see in the middle of the night, man, going down them stairs with the bag. They gonna look at each other and, oh shit, you too? Yeah, now I'm out of here. I gotta go do something. Some of these men, they're gonna be going to war. They're gonna have to get into the wars to try to provide for their family, because that's the promise that Esau's gonna give. Like, look, just you sign up for these wars. We're gonna give you your 500 credits and give you portions to your family. Make sure they're gonna be taken care of while you're at war. Well, once you die, which is gonna be almost immediately, just like anything else, those benefits get cut off. So then your family's screwed. But that's the promise that Esau's gonna give for y'all, man. But men are gonna be losing their damn minds, man. The scripture says men's hearts failing them for fear of the things that are happening.
Right.
Women just gonna be bugging out because they thought they had control, but they really didn't. And then the men, the ones that's supposed to be in charge, they bugging out. The men losing their minds, they killing themselves. But in that day, death is gonna escape you.
Hence is why they call it you look out the windows, it be darkened.
Yeah.
Well, they call it the depression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It speaks for itself. Great Depression.
Mhm.
You depressed. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Great Depression, 1929, 1930, the Great Depression. Wow, you look, you ain't got shit. Your economy's messed up. You moving off of rations, and then just because they ration the food, don't mean everybody don't gonna eat. You gonna be in the line. Oh well, we out of food for the day. That's it. That's the daily
Reached our
limit.
limit.
Yeah, reached our limit. So Great Depression, man. Go look at them pictures of the Great Depression. You see little Edomites looking torn
Dusty as
up,
hell.
dirty. Yeah, dusty. Tents, no shoes on. All right, depressed. But this is gonna triumph, okay? The 1929, 1930s, because as the scriptures say, it shall be a time like no other. Okay? That was in Ecclesiastes 12?
I got one more verse.
It ain't gonna be talked. The 07 depression ain't gonna be talked about. The Great Recession,
Yes.
the Great Depression ain't gonna be talked about.
Mhm.
None of the no. The food shortages of the 80s and the gas shortages of the 80s, the late 70s. All that's gonna be a thing of the past. People ain't even gonna know what the hell you talking about. Like, nigga, what you mean?
It's the picture you was talking about, one.
Yeah, the dusty ass motherfucker,
Yeah.
man. Upstate.
Depressed.
Yep. Depressed,
Yeah.
lonely, not knowing what to do. The husband gone, at war, with promises of food and housing coming. But what do they got? What do they got to look forward to? Is nothing but a dusty ass home when they get to, and some crying ass kids because their stomach is empty.
Depressed.
Yeah. That's what the majority of America is going to resort down to. All these babies y'all having, that shit's going to be another mouth to feed, for lack of a better term.
Why can't you give my dad a job? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Grind and cease.
Right.
Because they are few. That's what depression brings forth. It ain't no job for us to give your dad. Business is closed down. Like the brother said, only thing that's gonna be open is you're gonna be making equipment for the military.
The chipping station.
Yep, making boots, making bullets. That's it. That's gonna be the only thing popping and moving. All the innovation of the new iPhone coming out, and they already showing you that with the cars. They ain't making new cars, or very few. So all that innovation and technology, the new J's came out this week. No, you gonna be in the factory and you gonna be making military stuff beneficial for the military, man.
Right.
All right.
Yep. Well, just watch the movie 1984. Just watch that and see how society was run there. All right, because that's how things are gonna be. You just punch in the clock, go home, and that's it. You get some in between time to spend your credits on some bullshit, but hey, you better take your ass home right after that. Because what money do you have to spend? You outside on the street, you're gonna be looked at as an enemy.
Yeah. Real quick, another one. Just make a quick point. Barbershop says wanted a decent job, right? A decent job. Wanted a decent job. Family man, age 44. We operating off of something called a gig economy, which is why you got Uber and DoorDash and little quick shit like that, because it's a gig economy. So good, so-called good jobs that don't exist no more. Careers and all this is a decent job. You can work here 30, 40 years and get your pension and everything's good. No, because a lot of these jobs hiring now is mostly part-time. Okay, so man, as the brother brought out that in Ecclesiastes, these things, this is like a revolving door. All right, but except this time, once that door go back, it ain't gonna be a re-up. Okay, and the small little bounce back you get is gonna be with that mark. Okay. Well, you think it's gonna be a bounce back, and sooner or later you're gonna see some missiles coming and clearing shit out. You got it.
Real quick, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Beautiful. I appreciate that to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so man, you got a war is coming. War is already here taking place right now. You know, that's what Yahweh Shah said in Luke 21, that the hearts of man should fail them for fear. But see, you got so like the sword, the famine, and great confusion. So all these things are happening, but Jake still think themselves to be in good case, man. All right. But hey, once these things really come to pass, and then that great confusion really, tap into their mind, then their hearts gonna be filling up for fear, man. And then the Lord go hit everybody with that reality. See, Esau'sville gonna be pulled off of Jake, man. They gonna realize that they in a fucked up position, man. And it's just gonna be too late, man. That's gonna be that great confusion. That's when you gonna just see Jake just bug out and lose it. And that's just ultimately the Lord just, about to take that sacrifice, man. About to set that sacrifice, because he go stir it up and just start, getting busy out here, man.
Real quick, Ecclesiastes, like in Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And it's a term they like to say. If you ain't got no finance, you ain't got no romance. All right? And when they do studies, the number one cause of divorce or breakups is finances. Okay? Once again, no finance, no romance. You ain't got no money at the house? How does that make your household? You struggling? You barely put food on the table? That's a miserable household, man. All right? That's the conditions that creates. Jake, we used to it. But amongst you other nations, especially you Edomites, oh, man, y'all fucking lose it. Y'all lose it, man. Okay? She got a downgrade. I remember it was Ubering. I seen the look on this bitch face. I took her from a nice ass house to a smaller house, and I can see her looking out the window like this, like you can see it on her face, like, and that was during the pandemic. Like she like, yeah, man, we downsizing. We moving from this big nice house. I guess she had a little bit of residue of her little shit that she was bringing over to the smaller house, and she was hurt, man. So, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So these conditions are going to make people real angry, okay? When your stomach ain't fat how it usually is, trust me, you ain't going to be in the same attitude you was when everything's all good. Job's wife showed you that, okay? When everything good, they with you. You eating good, business doing good, money all right, oh, she love you. She love you, calling you daddy and all types of shit. But once that money started dwindling and she can't buy the shit she used to buy and this and that, she looking for the highest bidder. She upset, right? And then if you was a man, if your woman upset, you ain't have a piece of your house. How that's gonna make you when you go to work or when you go out in public or when you go out into society when shit messed up at home? That puts you at an unstable mind. Okay, as a man, because your house fucked up. So this is conditions that we're living in, man. Or that's approaching, that's going to be at an all-time high. The love of many shall wax cold. People doing more breaking and entering now. The crime rate is going up. Stealing. And in the midst of that, people buying guns and bullets at an all-time high. Gun sales went up during the time of this pandemic. Gun sales skyrocketed. Okay? So you're going to have a bunch of angry and hungry people full of guns and ammunition. It's a recipe for a disaster and collapse of a society.
I got one quick precept that's mentioning what you're going into. The love of many shall wax cold, all right? Because these are the times of uncertainty. And it's what the Lord is about to bring upon these people. 2nd Ezra 15, I'm just get straight to the point, verse 18. It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So backing up what the brother was going into how the men are going to be in that estate, in that time, in that time of uncertainty, these men are going to be afraid, all right? But at the same time, they're going to be acting off on their impulses, all right? Giving them the scripture says, up a little bit more, the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, they're going to be having swords in their hand, or modern day swords in their hands, all right? These modern day guns. Okay, they're going to be taking their own actions into their own hands, going through people's houses, trying to get food. Okay, they're going to be coming to that point to where it's just going to be a time of uncertainty. All right, like the scripture says, all wit shall hide itself. Okay.
You got some of these Edomites, like they're gonna click up in that time too, man. It's an Edomite at my job. He in the maintenance. This dude talking about he had ordered like 1,000 bullets or some shit like that, and you know, they just be talking about some weird shit, man. But they gonna click up in these times. Militias, yeah. And then that's why I said, stand in their power, because once they click that bitch back a few times in that time of trouble, man, they gonna run a body count up on you, Jakes, man. You know.
I had a dude at my job tell me there's no greater thing to do than to hunt human. that's what this dude told me.
Is he Edomite?
He could have been a Edomite, he could have been a Jake. He was in the military though, and he was showing me pictures of all the shit that he been like. He was a part of SEAL Team SEAL Team 6 Red Squadron that killed Bin Laden and shit. He showed me the pictures. He showed me the picture of the dude who killed Bin Laden and shit. He's like, you ever want to do something good in life? Go kill a human. He's like, you'll have no greater joy. I'm like, boy, these people bugged out. He can tell you he's bugged out too, but that's how it's gonna be. People gonna be, hey, and once you get one down, two down, and that fear go away, it's over with. It is.
Call of Duty.
He doing that shit with his eyes closed in one hand.
Black Ops.
Yeah.
The scripture say that his spirit is created for vengeance, and they appease the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord put that spirit upon you. That's your will. That's your destiny. To serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But on the right hand side or the left hand side, you just pleasing the Lord. And the Lord gonna get busy out here, man.
That's right. One more verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
Times is desperate times, man. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You're gonna have to, like brother quoted, they shall take matters into their own hands. The course of their actions shall be, in their hand. Roughly paraphrasing what the scriptures say. The people are gonna take things to a whole new level. Y'all been debating about with the men of the Lord about the whole rape thing. Y'all about to see rape at a whole nother level. Y'all gonna see why the Lord put that law into place. Because it's gonna be straight up lawlessness out here. Because why? Because the Lord is gonna give you up over to your own ways. You wanted to live a lawless life? Well, the Lord's gonna give you over to lawlessness. And it's going to be all out chaos out here to the point to where you're having to go into your best friend's house, your neighbor, and killing him and his family and little Fifi for the food that he got, the little bread and the little 2 cans of beans that they have left. That's how crazy it's going to be out here for y'all. And think it's strange now. Laugh it up. Oh, these guys are bugged out. What are they talking about? Yeah, out there damn fun. Yeah, see, because a lot of y'all are blinded by the fact that you can still clock in the morning. But when that time comes that they tell you, no more work, go home, or don't even sign in, when that time comes, then we're going to see what your comments are going to be. Then we're going to see who was right and who was wrong. And then we're going to see you go take drastic measures.
Yeah, because the Lord's going to show the world, all right, the ways of them not following after the laws and statutes and commandments. All right. Verse 19 again, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread.
Yeah, and real quick, a lot of y'all can't even get a paper cut and look at it. What are you gonna do in the day when somebody's kicking in your door and it's your best friend and they trying to kill you, man? To take your bread or to take your wife? What are you gonna do in that day? You see, a lot of y'all don't use your minds. You're not preparing yourself mentally for what's getting ready to come, because we know what's getting ready to come. Straight disaster. This is what we're trying to avoid. That's why we serving the Lord to the best of our ability, because that's the only way out. No bunker, no amount of money, okay? No amount of praying to your tree, okay? None of that is going to save you, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's why you see the men of the Lord going so hard and doing what we supposed to be doing to get by. Because the hell with what we have to deal with now is better than what we're going to have to deal with if we don't serve the Heavenly Father.
Mm-hmm.
To hell with this little petty shit, man. We can deal with that. But can you deal without eating for weeks? Can you deal without having clean water for weeks? Without taking a bath? With women and children bugging out around you? With people getting killed down the street? In your apartment next door? How you gonna deal with that unless you have the Lord? See, a lot of y'all don't ask yourself these questions. How am I gonna get by if things get worse? And then when you think about it in the flesh, a lot of y'all start to resort to things of the flesh. But every time you look somewhere for an answer, the doors gets closed because things ain't looking good on that side either. And the Lord is showing y'all that every day. Something new comes up. Bam. Now this is going through it. Bam. Now that's going through it. Soon enough, the bubble's going to pop. And it ain't just the housing market. Okay? It ain't just your stocks. It ain't your insurance companies. It's everything. Your grocery stores, your pharmacies, your gas stations, your schools. All of it is failing. And if you don't get right with the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and come and serve Him in truth and sincerity, you will be destroyed. You will pine away, as the scriptures say. You're going to pine away, which means you're going to starve to death, man. A lot of you. And those of you that escape the famine, the sword is going to get you.
Mm-hmm. Missiles, ultimately.
Yeah.
You make it through all the famine and the tribulation.
Because the Lord hated you.
Yeah. Bunkered up. And you good, you stocked up on a bunch of food, you off in the wilderness or something, you good. Well, hey, the missiles gonna reach you up, man. They gonna find you. But
That was it.
We'll close out soon. Brothers, we got a couple closing
Oh, you
precepts.
go back.
go ahead. I got one.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 37, because we're going into the end and why these things taking place, but this is ultimately the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, sending forth these things upon the earth, validating his prophets, all right, and basically just sealing the rest of the elect, for the elect to repent, because these are the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So when you go into these hot wars and inflation, economic impacts, they talk about global warming, all these things just closing Jake in, because ultimately, Amos the 3rd chapter say the Lord, out of all nations, he know Israel, so he go judge us for our sins, man. So this is just the time where the Lord, just issuing forth Jacob's trouble, man.
Another pandemic. Talking about a bird flu. Like, they say it's gonna be worse than the C19. Man, this back to back, knocking out chickens and shit like that. So watch the brother video. He says it's gonna be a luxury to have eggs. You know how cheap eggs is? You going out, Jake live off of eggs, man. Cheap, crack them open, scramble you up, that's some quick protein. Well, this bird flu been knocking out the pigeons and the chickens and shit. They gotta euthanize millions of chickens because some type of strange flu. All right. Hey, man, scarce, bro. From wheats to grains to rice. All those depression meals, they call them depression meals. Where it's like rice and beans, where you can just feed a bunch of people and eat off of that for noodles and shit like that. Well, the grains and all that shit being affected, man. So
just like ancient Rome. You know,
Yeah.
they had same with the farmers back then. You know, they had that tax. You know, started with was it Augustus Caesar. You know, and that's one of the main reasons why Rome fell. You know, that burden on the slaves. You know, they couldn't handle them because that's what Rome had thrived off of, slave labor. You know, so if your workers ain't working, you ain't thriving. You know, and that's what we're going into, man. It's all a systematic effect. You know, and it's really a social experiment by the Lord. It's all leading up to our temptation. You know, Lord is, he's experimenting with you people, you know, and even the purge, you know, shows you that these elites, you know, it's a social experiment. Hunger Games, a social experiment. How these peons gonna react to when I put these pressures on them, you know? And it's really the Lord putting the spirit on Esau to do this. We warned you about this guy, you know, and he's not gonna stop. You know, you see these things happening. He's doing this. The Lord has a spirit on Esau, so white man, these elites, to push these decrees out. This is gonna get more tyrannical. And this is just, you know, again, a sign of the end. You ask the historian, this is the end, you know. You ask, you know, someone that works in the grocery store, it ain't looking good. No, nobody's telling you good news. Yeah. How much more the prophets, man? You heard it here first from, you know, apostles on down, you know.
So Hunger Games, that movie Platform, you know, all these different movies, man. This is real life.
They say it's gonna be worse.
Exactly.
You know, they say it's gonna be worse. So all that put in one.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, the scriptures also talk about, you know, it's going to be beyond what these people's imaginations can fathom.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be a day that you think that you can endure, man. Like these movies, they always show some little group that survives. No, man, there ain't going to be no little group but the elect.
Yeah.
Outside of the elect, here in America, y'all through. There ain't gonna be a chicken bone with some meat on it still somewhere around on the corner for you to nibble on, man, to get you by a couple of other days. No, man. That shit ain't happening. A fucking vulture or a rat done got that shit. They're gonna be all these motherfuckers that talk about me eating chicken, y'all gonna be eating chicken the same way as old my yum over here eat chicken down to the bone. Don't leave nothing for nobody else because you gonna want to eat everything you got on your plate that day. Ain't gonna be no more spoiling. I'm surprised. Matter of fact, you're gonna start seeing restaurants soon get on their employees. Hey man, start what do they call it? Waste.
Food costs.
Yeah, food costs. At the end of the day, they see how much shit was thrown out. Like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers can cut this shit out.
And you know how we say your morals can go out the window. You know how like when they teach you like dinner etiquette, right? It's proper to leave a little bit of food left.
Right.
Like don't clean your plate. That's what they used to tell you. Don't clean. You know, leave something left. Like just a little bit of something to make it. You know, make it seem like you were just starving. You just cleared the whole plate.
Right.
No, man, that shit gonna go out the window, man. You order something.
And you better eat your food quick too.
Yeah.
The next dude looking at you.
Yeah, or the price might go up.
Shrinkflation, a little cheeseburger,
Yeah.
little baby,
4 ounces, man.
rusty crab, baby.
Went from 8 to 4.
You know.
I got one more verse. Ezra chapter 16, verse 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side, man. Hey, so the Lord said He covering all corners on this, man. Say sorrow should come upon it on every side. Like the brother Miami just going into like a small group of people just making out like they showing the movies and they still in that same area. No, if you're in America, the only way out of here is on that chariot, man. That's it. Other than that, you done. They say sorrow.
Hope death takes you. Because you ain't escaping.
Yeah, sorry. Say and sorrow should come upon it on every side. So the Lord, He not leave what they say, no stone unturned. You know what the brother read earlier in Amos the 5th chapter, as if a man fled from a lion, ran into a bear, and fled from that bear, and leaned his hand upon the wall, and the serpent bit him. So it's no escaping. You cannot escape the heavenly power, man. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua.
That's why the Lord allowed Esau's system to get to the level it was on a global scale, because now the whole earth is under that dollar, that system of his. So that when it collapses, the whole world collapses. There ain't gonna be not one crevice, not one cave that's not gonna be unturned. Okay, unless of course you live in some remote fucking part of a country. But America, there ain't no remote part of America. Every part of America is wired to the grid, so to say. You go to the mountains, you get Wi-Fi there, don't you? You can get internet service there. You know, you can get everything anywhere that you're at, man. Here in America, so every part of America is gonna be touched. Okay, and the majority of the world is also gonna be going through it as well. It's not just gonna be here in America; it's gonna be throughout the whole entire earth.
Yeah.
Just America is gonna be the example. Okay, go ahead.
Because this place already been through. It's just being propped up. It's already dead. You know, the Lord's just gonna kick that stick down there. It's gonna fall on his head, man. You know.
Hey, real quick, that's why I say, you know, the feet been mixed with clay, miry clay. That's why it's represented. Yahweh Shai is that little stone, man.
Partly strong and partly broken.
Kinda, cause like you said, some place already done. So the Lord just go that little piece that you got left, that little stone to Yahweh Shai. He go just come through and just burn this place up, man.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 8. All right, pretty much bringing this out because people are going to see the significant, like the brother said, the validation of the prophets, man, while we were out here. All right, and then people are going to actually see the significant, all right, of us prophesying, man. Okay, we weren't just out there just to meet up, all right, and come out of the Bible and yell. No, we were prophesying and warning you of the judgment to come that's already written about, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 8. What have pride profited us? Or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? All right. All those things disappoint. All those things are passed away like a shadow and as a post that hasted by. All right. So that's why the scriptures say the fashion of this world passeth away. Second Peter's, I'm thinking about 3rd chapter where it says, seeing all these things shall be dissolved. What person are you to be? What manner of person? All right, because the day coming that's going to burn as an oven, man. All right, your works is going to be burnt up, and everything that you put your trust in, scripture say, warn to you that go down into Egypt, all right, for help. So, like the brother said, the Lord is, the Most High is the ultimate trickster, man. He used this dollar to pretty much deceive all you people, man. Yeah. Okay?
And there's a picture floating around the internet. They got fences being built around the Federal Reserve right now. Should I find it real quick? Yeah, because they know, you know, it's just one click of a button, man. It's just gonna fall in his face, and you people are gonna be looking stupid. You know, these elites already packed the bag. They're already in their bunkers.
Long time ago.
They've been prepared. They're just making sure everything's cool on their side. They're gonna pull the plug, you know, and watch you people fend for yourself, you know. But that's why we need the Lord, man, because Esau's about to eat. If it's up to him, he's about to fill his belly. You know, he's about to fall right into his hands. You know, he's vacuuming all you people right into a new order. And it's so far over your head, man. You can't figure out. That's why again the Lord has that remnant, man, according to His mercy.
Which is why it's a guarantee that He's gonna make them shelves bare, because He had to create the condition that only way out you gotta come to Him, and when you come to Him, He gonna bite you. Right. All right. He gonna give you that karagi. He gonna cut your skin. All right, and insert his tag, his mark on you, man. So it's going to happen. So don't sit back and think, no, it's going to happen because He needs you to come desperately to Him for the solution. Okay.
He don't want any survivors too, man. You know, because once He tagged you, He already know He dead. He's done. You know, they're gonna go on the ground. The scriptures speak about them fighting the Lord in Revelation, but you people, He don't want nobody making it. He don't want nobody surviving, man. You know. But hey, like the brother said, thanks be to the Most High for giving us the remnant, man. Those that are going to be saved according to grace and by mercy. Because everybody that's proud, because of their pride, the city is going to be destroyed, man. But the Lord is coming back for the humble, to lift them up, to get. The scripture say that the proud may, profit or gain the riches, but the humble shall put it on. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So we getting ready to receive the earth, man. Inherit the earth, you know. That's it, brother.
Yeah, I got something. You got something else?
My fellow had quoted something, but I was holding on our temptation, but.
Okay, yeah, we can close out on that. Let me just get this one. This is Sirach chapter 40, and I'll start at verse 9. It says, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
Yes, sir.
You know, so all these things that are getting ready to be brought upon the earth, all of this is for the wicked. Not for the righteous, but for the wicked. So y'all are deserving of these things that are getting ready to come. You're going to be found worthy of the death and strife and scourges and famine that's getting ready to come. And for your sake came the first flood, and for your sake the second flood is going to come as well. For your sake. And I'm talking about the Israelites. The hell with these other nations. The Lord don't care about the other nations, neither do we. We talking about the elect, and every now and then we mention Esau. Okay? But the majority of you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you getting ready to go through something that you ain't never thought would ever happen in your lifetime. And it's because you're a wicked ass dude. To put it in simple, plain terms for you. You're a wicked person. You're a wicked individual. You've gone astray from who you were as a people, and you lost your power, who was Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay? And you, as the scriptures say, the same shall know by death by pain. You're going to know your truth. You're going to know the power that reigns over you. You're going to know your God through your death. That's going to be your scourge. That's going to be your correction. Okay? Because you want to reap onto the flesh, you're going to receive the flesh of the reward of the flesh, which is death. Okay? While the elect, the righteous, who all these things that are getting ready to come was not created for, they're reaping onto the Spirit, so they're going to receive the things of the reward of the Spirit. Okay? Which is going to be your everlasting life. Okay, and only through that, only through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai Shai is how we're going to be able to get by in these last days. Okay, because if you don't have that, no 401k, no Roth IRA, no money in your mattress, none of that is going to save you, man. No matter how many cans of beans you got in your closet under the ground. Watch the movie The Road. It didn't help that dude out in the end of the movie. Matter of fact, he had to leave that place.
Yeah. Either that, his ass got caught up somewhere else.
Exactly.
He didn't make it back to it.
Yep. You got it, bro.
Ecclesiastes 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. All right, you suffered, man. All right, you came into this truth. Slack it. Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. You suffered. You came into this truth. All right, you took on that cross with Yahweh Shai, man. You came into you carried that yoke. You took upon that yoke of Yahweh Shai. All right. Think about that. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Now, we ain't saying it's going to be a breeze, a walk through the park. All right. But you're going to make it through. That's the point. Scripture say the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So you're going to make it through, man. You're going to get your daily bread. The Lord going to make sure you're all right. The Lord might test you. You might go a day or two without eating. Who knows? But you're going to make it. You're going to pull through. Okay? That's the confidence that we got to have. It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, because ultimately this is, this ain't natural occurrence. This is all by design to lead you to that mark, man, to being tempted of that mark. Okay? It's that simple. And when you have that understanding, like, all right, cool. This gotta happen. Society gotta collapse. A famine has to come. This place gotta go down, because he's trying to lead me to get that chip. Okay, so we have that understanding. We already know why this is happening. Okay, so we ain't sit back wondering why the prices are going up, why bad shit keep happening. We ain't sitting back wondering. We know what this man is trying to deliver, man. Okay? I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, as the brother said, man. Since all you nations laid down with Babylon and took upon the usage of his dollar, when America, it's gonna be worse in America anywhere else. But when America collapse, you gonna fall with it too.
Yeah.
All right? Because your economy is wrapped up in this dollar.
Yeah, you were partakers of the hope of Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. says, which shall come upon all the world, so everybody around the world can be tempted, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All right, so you can't let nothing disrupt your faith in Yahweh Shemi Shai. Okay, that's them taking your crown. Oh, because of this, oh yeah, I lost the faith, or I fell out, or whatever the case may be. Let nothing take your crown. Okay, but that's the hope we got, man. The Lord gonna be with us in these times. He warned us of these times. He told us before these things happen. So what more of Him being there with us when these things begin to transpire? Okay, or in the midst of these things, He's gonna be there with us. So, you know, Lord's willing, this is edifying, man, and exhorting. You know, keeping you updated on what's going on, man. Okay, and we do have hope. So with that, Lord's willing, you're edifying. Till next time, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Everyone said the Apostle Great Millstone. Peace, love, the best brothers and I with Till next time, say it. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.